Yes, good morning, everyone. So today we are into the discussion about one more new topic, soil pollution. Yes, very much true. A soil is the mixture of minerals and even about the organic things, which consist of gases, liquids, correct? So many of the organisms are acting as like a supporting life on Earth. But the topic today is about soil pollution. Yes, sir, completely. Soil pollution is getting happened because of land degradation, acidification, erosion of soil. Yes, many of those reasons are there where it is resulting into soil pollution. Land degradation, it's almost like where impairing that capacity of land to function. We are trying to forcibly put a more and more amount of pressure on that particular land to go through under the natural process. So that results into land degradation. Almost it's like I can go for naming it agriculture. Maybe yearly two crops. Normally, two crops. Everyone they used to grow, correct? But in case if we are going to start thinking such like why can't we go for beyond that? Yes, ultimately land degradation is going to get start with that, correct? And probably even that fertile lands are getting associated with acidification. Almost it's like where during the time of two seasons of rainfall, yeah, we do have two seasons of rainfall. So into that particular two seasons of rainfall, we used to grow two crops, and somehow we could able to manage with a good amount of worthwhile amount of harvesting. But what happened during the stage of somewhere around in the year of 1950s? Yes, we started finding out our biggest drawback with respect to our agricultural farming habits. It was like not able to satisfy a complete amount of products, complete amount of crops to the existing population during that time. So farmers they started looking forward into chemicals. Yes, acidification is being started from that momentum of time. To increase the level of fertility, we started injecting acids, correct? So in the form of fertilizers, we started spreading it off all the amount of the increasing of fertility level. But what happened? It has become habit, correct? So even you can go for finding out the excessive amount of rainfall also may leads to acidification. Yes, of course, the top layer of that particular land is going to be eradicate completely. That's also one more amount of, and probably the forest kind of. Yes, when we are going to have that good amount of forest or else some of those kind of trees are there, then it is going to hold that soil very strongly. Okay. So probably even though if it is a huge amount of rain also, yes, it's going to hold that top layer. of that soil, which has the capacity of all the amount of natural resources. But nowadays, what is been happened? Yes, trees are nowhere. Correct. So that's a huge amount of loss. And this, of course, we have discussed about agricultural crops, where two crops naturally we used to grow, and yes, third crop also is being embedded completely. And erosion of soil caused by water, wind, ice, and the movement in response to gravity. Yes, these are all quite natural in nature. Erosion of soil because of the water, wind, ice, and the movement of earth. So yes, of course, all these things are quite natural. But when the amount of humidity level is going to get increased in the nature, probably we may not able to get the normal amount of climatic condition. However, it is supposed to be. Okay. Yes, sir. Humidity level will always be there at the higher level during the time of summer season. Yes, sir, I agree completely. But what it is getting happened, it is getting happened as such like frequently raise in the humidity level and fall in the humidity level is getting happened regularly on a routine basis, on a day-to-day basis. That is a wrong thing. Where resulting into that kind of water, wind, even about the huge amount of rainfall so quickly, and probably the environment looks as such like nothing has been happened. Correct. So automatically that huge amount of humidity level is going to get increased, and probably by the moment of evening time, huge amount of rainfall, and the temperature level gets dipped. So what happens? Even those trees also they may not able to protect that soil level, correct? Because it is going to reach to the level as like a loss of strength by those trees also, correct? So soil erosion is going to take place, and soil pollution implications. Yes, sir, on a human body it is affecting the effect on organ damages, bioaccumulation, cancers it is leading towards because of acidification. When we are going to make use of more and more amount of fertilizers into that agriculture land, ultimately where it goes, see, it comes back with those crops only, and we are going to consume those crops, and those fertilizers are going to get injected into individual's body also. Correct. That is how the things are getting happened, and even about effect on plant growth. Yes, sir. It is acting as such like in case if those fertilization through fertilizers, if it is not getting happened, probably we may not able to get that fertile crop. That kind of the mindset has been raised in the mindset of all the farmers. Maybe it is almost such like a see fertile land in the sense of where it has to grow uh, automatically without any kind of injecting any kind of fertilizers. Maybe we used to take care of the fertilizers that is natural fertilizers. We used to take with the help of animal dung, and probably about the collectivity of many of our natural wastes. Correct? Maybe since many decades that used to run. But what happened after 1950s and 60s period of time? So we started with chemical fertilizers, correct? Ultimately, that led into the amount of plant growth at the faster rate. But now the level as such, like in case if we are not going to apply those pesticides, fertilizers, then probably the plant growth itself is going to be one of the biggest question mark. And ultimately, that is getting fed to human body also through the food crops. The third implication, that's about soil fertility. Very much true. The soil fertility is drastically getting reduced day by day. In case if we are going to make use of the same fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, for almost like another 4 or 5 decades period of time, probably for our next generation and next generation, they need to worry about a good crop. Yes, probably our previous generation, our generation, and our next generation, you people. So we three generations we enjoyed with a good amount of crop to secure our life, food safety, food security. Yes, we took taken care of our own self. But for our next generation, it's going to be a biggest question mark. Soil fertility itself is acting as like a biggest question mark. Fine, sir. So with this note, we're going to end today's session.